Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today. This is a presentation on the Wii Inspire, and the Wii Inspire is a piece of software that I've designed throughout this last year. And it's software which works with a desktop or laptop along with a Wii remote control. You hook it up with your Bluetooth and it creates a new way of making music. What we're going to cover today is my ideas behind the Wii Inspire, why I made the Wii Inspire, and how to use the Wii Inspire and in what types of environments you would use it in. My background is within music technology, and it was during my degree that I developed an interest in music therapy. And I was very interested in how the two could combine together. And I did a lot of research into this during my degree, including my thesis, Is There a Need for Music Technology Within Music Therapy? And what I found is that yes, there was a need for music technology within music therapy. However, it wasn't being used as much as we think that it might be. For instance, we use phones, iPads in everyday life, and none of this technology was being used, and I wanted to find out why. What I found was two key reasons as to why this was, and the first reason was money. A lot of the technology which has been designed for music therapy is extremely specialised, and because of this, it comes with a very big price tag. For instance, the sound beam. The sound beam is a piece of music technology designed specifically for music and dance therapy. It works with sensors and switches to allow you to create music in a new way. However, the sound beam comes with a very big price tag. It's around £3,000 for just the basic kit. And unfortunately, music therapists just don't have that money available to them, and there's not the funding out there either. The second reason I found was training. Because of the specialised nature of the music technology, it requires music therapists to have training in how to use it. Again, for instance, the sound beam. I have quite a lot of experience with using the sound beam myself. I've done some workshops with children using the sound beam, and I myself as a music technologist found it quite hard to use. So I imagine, and speaking to people who don't have so much experience with music technology, actually find it really, really hard to use. And because of its specialist nature, it requires training. It's unlikely that people will have any prior knowledge of the sound beam. So having to get training is just another added cost. Not only are they paying for the equipment, they're then paying for the training on top of that. Again, money that music therapists simply don't have. So this got me thinking, how could I create a piece of cheap but usable technology to be used within music therapy? And I got particularly thinking about technology that's already out there. We use phones, iPads within everyday life. Could I not just adapt one of those to be used in that environment? And this got me particularly thinking about games consoles. Games consoles are now a household name. Most people have probably played on one, most people probably own one, and I particularly thought about the Wii console. The Wii console is quite different to other consoles out there, mainly due to its remote. Its remote has buttons, like most console remotes do, but it also has an accelerometer. And the accelerometer allows you to detect the movement that you make, and so you can control things by moving the remote around. And so I was very interested in perhaps adapting this remote to be used within music therapy. Other things that I considered were how sociable the remote was. The Wii prides itself on being a sociable, family-friendly console. It's actually the first console that most children will play on. And it's a console known for being fun and intuitive, and that was something that I wanted to bring into music therapy using technology. Another thing that I considered was if you sit someone who has no prior musical training in front of, say, a piano, and they might instantly feel uncomfortable. They think maybe you need to have training or be able to read music to play it. Whereas if you sit them in front of a Wii remote, they're going to think, well, that's a game. Anyone can play that. It instantly takes that feeling away. So now we're going to give you a quick demonstration of the Wii Inspire. and Gary, my lovely assistant, is going to help me do that. So here is the Wii Inspire setup. This is a Connect screen, which is the first screen that you will see. And I'm just going to take the microphone for this bridge. So you're playing some music. Okay, so when you see the Connect screen, this will allow you to connect up the Wii Remote. So this is the first step. And basically, to connect up the Connect screen, you need to check that your Bluetooth is on. You can do this at the top of the screen on a Mac. On a PC, it's slightly different. It's normally in your controls. So you then press the buttons 1 and 2 on your Wii Remote, and when you do this, the blue lights will flash. When you see the blue lights flashing, click the Click Here button, and this will connect up your Wii Remote. It may take a couple of minutes to connect, so don't worry about that. If it doesn't connect first time, again, don't worry, just click the disconnect button at the top and disconnect from your Bluetooth, and then just try again. Once you're connected, you'll see this graph here at the bottom, and that graph is picking up your movement. So if you move the remote around, you'll be able to see, yeah, I'm connected. So you can then move on to your genre screen once you're connected. The Wii Inspire comes with 4 pre-installed genres. These are rock, jazz, hip-hop, and ambient. And it also comes with a make-your-own option, so you can completely personalize the Wii Inspire. We're going to start off with the rock screen, and I'll just explain to you how it works. Each screen looks the same, so it's very, very usable. Once you know how to use one, you'll know how to use it all. On the left-hand side of the screen is the buttons for the Wii Inspire. Now, each button does the same on every screen. So the home button controls the volume on and off. So you press that once to get the volume on, again to get the volume off. This will work if the samples are on or not. And then the buttons A, B, plus and minus, they work if you press once, you get the sound, and if you press again, the sound goes off. Thank you very much. And the arrow buttons and buttons 1 and 2 work as a press and release. So you press once to hear the sound and release off to stop the sound. Lovely, thank you very much. And you'll see here these graphs on the side of the screen. When I was building the Wii Inspire, I worked with specialists at a centre called the Discovery Centre in Killeen. And they work with people with severe learning difficulties. And what the music therapist and speech therapist suggested to me there was having graphs as a very visual aid for clients so they can see that they're really having an effect on the music. The top graph here is up and down. So when you move the remote up, it will be affected and down. And this is attached to a filter effect. When you hold the remote up, it will be high, and when you hold the remote down, it will be low and a bassy sound. Lovely, thank you very much. And this bottom graph here is attached to left and right, and that will affect your panning. So if you have a sound on and you tilt the remote to the left, it will pan to the left, or to the right, it will pan to the right. Lovely, thank you very much. We're now going to move on to the hip-hop genre, and Gary's going to show us how the Wii Inspire works. Again, all of the screens are the same here. You have the buttons on the left-hand side of the screen, and again you have the graphs controlling in exactly the same way, again making it very easy to use. Lovely, thank you very much. And next up is our ambient genre. Again, when I was working at Killeen in the Discovery Centre, an ambient genre was suggested to me by the speech therapist there. It was suggested that the sounds could be played and then made back to them by their clients. So perhaps if you have a client who's struggling to make certain sounds, this would be a great way of helping them do so. Again, it works in exactly the same way, the graphs affecting in the same way, and the buttons working in the same way. Lovely, thank you. And lastly, we're going to move on to the make your own genre. Now, this genre allows you to completely personalise the Wii Inspire. So perhaps if you were a working music therapist, you may perhaps have a client who's recorded their own sounds. Those sounds can be loaded in and played in a new way by your client. Or perhaps you've been working on something yourself and you want to experiment with playing it in a new way. Again, this is the perfect way to do so. It's very easy to load in the sounds. You simply click open, as you can see Gary doing here, and you load in your sounds. I would recommend thinking about what sounds you want on each button, as obviously the buttons work in a different way. As you can see again, works in a very similar way. You just have to load in your own sounds. Has the same type of effects and very easy to play. The Wii Inspire for me was all about making a new way of making music and bringing that into music therapy. By having the Wii Inspire, it will perhaps open up music therapy to people who may have never considered it before, by bringing in a technological side. Thank you very much, Gary. The Wii Inspire is going to be on demonstration out in the foyer later today. So if you would like a go, please stick around. As I say, it will be out there. There's also business cards, my personal business cards out there, so please feel free to take one. And I will be around if you would like to ask me any further questions. Thank you very much for watching and for listening.